What's going on, everybody? So, one of the first people I met back in the day when I went to my second Can Jam was Can Jam New York, was a guy named Leo. And the reason why I met Leo is because I had bought the Raven and knew that MusicTeck was going to be at Can Jam New York, and I wanted to just go over and check out what they do. And I actually thank them too for just the great service that I had. So Leo works for MusicTech. Well, over the years, he and I have become friends, and over time, I realized that not only does he work for MusicTech, but he also worked for and he's a tuner, and he's a very good tuner. I enjoy the way he tunes his IM, starting with Multiverse Mentor, which we have a review of that I love very much. Love the Multiverse Mentor. And then we've done the Quill Audio Satin, which is a, how should I say it, him working with his best friend from China, a man named John, and they collaborated to build this IM. Also, there's going to be a new one coming soon. Anyway, so we've also done another collaboration he did with QDC, The King, which I really, really liked. We have a review on that. But I started hearing, I didn't get to hear it. Let's see, we're at Can Jam SoCal. And I don't believe at New York there was a prototype, but I didn't get to hear it. But a lot of people were saying cool things. But then Leo sent me one of the tunings, and I fell in love with it. So during this time of formulating and everything, they wanted to have different tunings for it, so they put a switch on it. So come to a show that was in New York on Long Island, excuse me, a month ago, or a couple months ago. And then I started hearing all this stuff. I was like, man, I can't wait to hear this IM. Because people are liking it, there's a lot of talk, they're really enjoying it. Well, of course, SoCal came, and thanks to MusicTech, I brought back a whole bunch of IMs. But one of the ones that I was most excited about is finally to hear the MusicTech X Unique Melody Pentara, which has a switch, and it has a really cool feature where you get Unique Melodies tuning and you get Leo's tuning. And that's what today's review is going to be. It's going to be on the Unique Melody X MusicTech Pentara. All right, so the Unique Melody Pentara. It will retail, actually, we don't know the retail yet because this is a prototype and the retail price hasn't been set yet. But it will have 7 balanced armatures, 4 electrostatic, 1 planar, and 2 BA BCD drivers inside. All right, so let's take a closer look. So the Pentara, these Pentaras are in silver, but the final Pentara will be in titanium. And as you can see on both of them, they have the switch from the Unique Melody tuning to the Leo Special Sauce tuning. So very good looking IM, especially with design. You will also be receiving this unique, or I should say, PW Audio custom cable that you see with a lot of Unique Melody IMs, but this one is special to the Pentara. And it's this gray color, but it's a very nice IM cable. So yep, that's a closer look at the Unique Melody X MusicTech Pentara. All right, you know how we do it. Let's do the fit and finish on the Pentara. It is a large size IM. Again, these are the silver shells, and it'll be in titanium, much like Stardust and Maven 2. And even in these metal shells, they're not heavy at all. Titanium should be lighter. Haven't had any issues with fit or keeping them in for a while to listen to music. They're very comfortable. And then the cable is a PW Audio custom cable that'll come with it. Haven't had any issues with it as far as microphonics. It's a typical PW Audio cable. Might have to wrestle with it a little bit, but the quality is there. But other than that, fit and finish pretty good for these. So, how does the Pentara sound? Well, there are two different sounds to it, in a sense. What I've always loved about Unique Melody is that even if it's not a Mason, it's a Mentor. Or if you go to the line where it's the, no, I can't remember it, the Maven 2. The way they stage is really, really nice. The separation, air between instruments and voices and everything, and just, it's crazy because when you think about it, most people think that the bone conducting is what's causing that, and it does cause some tactility, but if you listen to the Maven 2, it stages really beautifully and very similarly to the Mason and Mentor line, which use bone conducting as well. But think of like, it's more like the Maven for me in a sense where the Maven is like this great all-arounder that allows you to listen to multiple genres that just sound breathtaking and awesome to it. And that's where the Pentara kind of fits in, right there in the middle between the Maven and then you've got the Mason and the Mentor line, or the Mentor then Mason line. And it's just got this beautiful sound that goes well with so many different types of music. And when you have it in the Unique Melody tuning with the bass or the flip up, you've got nice, good, solid bass, mid bass, and sub bass with some good rumble and some good kick to it. Excellent texture because it does have bone conducting and you can feel that texture, especially with hits. When you get to the mids, you've got this great separation. And there's just vocals sound really beautiful. You've got like all this nice space between your instruments and everything. So things like piano have a really nice sound to them, a richness to them, where it's not warm, too warm, but it's warm enough to make it natural and just the timbre is very good, like on most or all Unique Melody IMs. I had a funny, my friend Jim, we're both trombone players, and he loves Unique Melody, especially his Amber Pearl, because trombone sounds right. So instruments are very important for, us instrumentalists, and for them to sound natural, pure, and have good timbre is always good. But voices, violins, guitars, everything just sounds right. It sounds great. There's this very polishedness to the sound that sounds great. And what made me very happy, the treble is extended, natural, it's got good sparkle, there's enough air there, so the IM in itself doesn't sound dark, but it sounds very natural, very nice. Now, the fun part though is you get two tunings, because then you've got the Leo tuning. And with the Leo tuning, you're going to get more richness in the mids where you're going to have punchier bass. But the other cool thing is it already has a really nice wide stage and a deep stage. But that gets even deeper and wider when you flip the switch down. So your voices sound more sexy in a sense. The female voices have a little bit more to them that allows for emotions and things like that to come out. So it's just a really cool thing to be able to, I've always said that in the beginning, like I was kind of like, oh, I'm not into switches and stuff like that. But again, with the prices of things these days, it's very nice having options, especially when you're learning to something. If you want something more neutral, then you can go like the Unique Melody tuning. But if you want something more rich and just more emotional, I would definitely switch to the Leo tuning. That's what he's very, very good at doing. And just like the other previous IMs that I mentioned, that he's done, you get very good emotion out of this IM, especially with voices. But same thing with strings or anything that you're listening to. It gives a little bit more depth and placement for stuff like Sting's guitarist. Now I can't remember his name. But he's got a bunch of solo albums, Dominic Miller. And it's just listening to his guitar and then the rest of the band comes in. It's just one of those moments where I've talked about before where I'm stopped being a reviewer and I just listen to the music. This is one of these IMs. And I love that they're going to be doing the titanium, much like the Maven 2 and the Stardust, on the looks of it, because I think it's a very good looking IM too. Not your same kind of design that you run into everywhere else, but a very unique design. And it means something to Leo. So that's always cool that whenever someone's able to design something, they're able to put their personal touch into it. Not only the sound, but the looks. So Pentara is a very, very cool IEM because it gives you, if you want a more neutral sound, you can get that neutral sound. But if you want a more evocative sound, one that provokes you, be more emotional, more just kind of live within the music, then that switch down is just awesome. So kudos on Unique Melody and Leo working together once again and producing a really, really cool IEM. So is the Unique Melody X MusicTeck Pentara a buy? Yes, if you're looking for a polished, awesome sounding IEM that plays well with multiple genres of music, that has two tunings, one a more neutral tuning and one that's more evocative and more emotional, then it's definitely a good IEM. You've got depth, width, everything that you would want in a stage. You've got good treble that has sparkling extension, good bass. It's just one of those IEMs that's really, really, really good all-arounder and enjoyable to listen to with music. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video.